Good afternoon, students. So today we will discuss the questions which I had given you as a homework. Okay. In past 3 days, whatever homeworks I have given you, I was not able to give you the solutions. So I'll give you the solutions now. Okay. Then with chapter number 5, we will continue from Monday. Right. So these are the questions. Okay. This is the question from yesterday. So yesterday I had given you 6 questions, I guess, up to this question. Okay, it's question number 6. So we will discuss yesterday's question first, then day before yesterday, and then the day after this. Okay. Okay, no problem. But still, you see, okay. If you need that any question has to be discussed in detail, you tell me. Okay, I will do that. And if you think any question is easy, or I think if a question is easy, so I'll just skip or I'll just write brief it and then I'll leave the question. Okay. So just see the question number 1. See the question number 1. Okay. So the question number 1 says a circular conductor of radius 5 centimeter produces a magnetic field 7 into 10 power minus 6 Tesla. The current flowing through the conductor is. So we have a circular coil. Through that circular coil, okay, the magnetic field is 7 into 10 power minus 6, and we are supposed to calculate the current over here. So B value is now what? Mu naught I by 2 into R. This is the magnetic field value at the center of the coil. Okay. So what is I value then? I value. I value will become B into 2R divided by mu naught. Okay. Now the magnetic field value is given to me, value of R is given to me, and mu naught value we know. So if you substitute the values, if I substitute the values, so I will become now B value is 7 into 10 to the power minus 6 into 2 this radius will become 0.05 divided by mu naught value is 4 pi into 10 to the power minus 7. Okay, so this is the value. Now you just solve this. Okay, solve this and you'll get the correct answer. Okay, this is what you had to do in this question. Okay, 0.56 most of you are getting. 0.56 option D is correct. Okay, now question number 2. I have confusion of where to use mu naught upon 4 pi and mu naught by 2 pi. Mu naught by 2 pi, I don't remember the formulas. You are remembering the formula, that's why you are getting confused. Okay, you are remembering the formula, that's why you are getting confused. What did I tell you? See here, for coil. Okay, if you are not, see, actually I could write this result. See, Dipti, actually I could write this result directly because I have solved so many questions by now that I can remember that formula directly. Okay, I can recall it. If you are having problem in doing that, so start from the basic. So B dot DL is equals to mu naught into I. Correct? Understood? Mu naught into I. Now, what is the enclosed current? Okay, what is the enclosed current and then DL value? So just bring this DL down, you'll get that result. You'll get that result over there. Okay, this is the one way you can do. And what we have done this is using Ampere circuital law, by the way. Okay, this is using Ampere circuital law. Now, using Biot-Savart's law, how will I do? So using Biot-Savart's law, how did we do? B is equals to mu naught upon 4 pi. So 4 pi is always there. 4 pi is always there. Okay. Then we had dl. Okay. dl by r. Understood? dl by r square. Okay. Now what is dl over here? dl is the length of loop. Okay. So dl will become what? 2 pi r. Okay. Divided by 4 pi r square. Okay. Current is also there, I. So 2 pi r, 2 and r. This is how we get. Okay. dl is the length of elemental length. Okay. If this is the loop, okay. So current element, if I take, this is the element. Okay. So try to remember it like that. Okay. Question number 2. Question number 2. The magnetic induction at the center O in the figure shown is. So option A. Shall I leave this then? Shall I leave this problem then? Net magnetic field will be B1 minus B2. Okay. So mu naught for question number 2. Yes, you can do it like that also, Sanjay. Okay. So I'm leaving this problem actually then. Okay. I'm leaving this problem. You can do this then. B1, B2 value, you know how to find out. 180 by 360 you have to do, and then you'll get the result. Okay. Question number 3. Question number 3. Field inside a solenoid is directly proportional to length. False. The field inside the solenoid does not depends upon the length of the solenoid. Directly proportional to current. This is a correct statement. Inversely proportional to the current. That's a wrong statement. Inversely proportional to the total number of turns. That's also a wrong statement. So directly proportional to current is a correct statement here. So option B is correct. Question number 3, option B is correct. Then fourth question. D. Because for AB it has asked. For AB we have been asked. Okay. So for AB it is 0. So magnetic field due to AB is 0. Okay. Magnetic field. Suppose if I have to calculate for CD, it will be also 0. Now if I have to calculate for BC, okay, it will be mu naught I by 2R into, it is 180 by 360. So 1 by 2. So this becomes mu naught I by 4R. Mu naught I by 4R for BC. But here in the question it is asked for AB part. So AB part is having 0. For CD part, if it would have asked, that will be also 0. And for BC, you will calculate like this. Is it okay? Question number 5. Question number 5. In an hydrogen atom, an electron moves in a circular orbit of radius this. This is same as question number 1. Magnetic field is given as mu naught I by 2R. Okay. Value of I can calculate as 2R into B divided by mu naught. Okay. You substitute the values. All the values are given. See, R value is given to me. R value is 5.2 into 10 power minus 11. Then B value is 12.56 and mu naught value is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7. Option D you would get. You would get option D over here. Okay. Question number 6 now. A current I flows along the length of an infinitely long, straight and thin walled pipe. magnetic field at all points inside the pipe is same but not zero. That is a wrong statement. Okay, magnetic field at any point inside the pipe is zero. That's a correct statement. If you see option C, magnetic field is zero only on the axis of the pipe. No, inside everywhere it's zero. Inside everywhere it's zero. Magnetic field in is a different at different points inside the pipe. That is wrong. It's the same at every point which value is zero. Okay, it is same at every point. It is same at each and every point. It's the same at each and every point. So option B is correct. So this was about the yesterday's question. This is day before yesterday question. This is day before yesterday questions. Okay. Wait. I had discussed in previous batch. Okay, so let me delete all these. Okay. Question number one. Okay, here. What's the answer? B. Okay. Anyone who has got A? Anyone who has got A? There are few people who would have got A also. Okay. Yes, Ritika. Okay. See what mistake you have done over here. Just see here. It is saying that a long wire carrying a steady current. A long wire I'm having. Okay. L. This is now bent into a circular wire. Okay. Of radius R. Capital R. Now this is now turned. See here. Is bent into a circular loop of one turn. Okay. It is bent into the circular loop of one turn. The magnetic field at the center of the loop is B. Okay. For this center, the magnetic field is B. For this center, the magnetic field is B. Now, it is then bent into a circular coil of n turns. The same length has been bent into number of turns. So when I bend this same coil in number of turns, so obviously the radius is going to be less. The radius will be less than. Okay, the radius will be less. Now the radius is suppose smaller. So L is equals to 2 pi r, and this is equals to 2 pi small r. Okay, sorry, 2 pi into small r into number of turns into n. Okay, this is what you have to do. Now small r and capital R will be how they will be related. So small r will be equal to capital R by n. Small r will be equal to capital R by n. Okay. Now the magnetic field for the smaller coil. Okay. For the smaller coil, the magnetic field, how will I write? Mu naught I by 2 into R. What is R value? What is R value? Mu naught I by 2R into n. So n will go up. N will go up. Okay, n will go up. This is now n into B. Now just see here, n into B, you would have done this mistake. Now the what mistake you have done is that you have not considered n number of turns initially for this coil. For this smaller coil is having n number of turns also, na? So for that you should multiply by n. You should multiply with n also, na? So then the answer will become n square into B. So this is the mistake that you would have done. Now did you understand? All those who have got option A, I am sure that so many students would have got, okay, so many students would have got that option n into B. Okay, so this was the mistake. Okay. So n square into B is the correct answer over here. Now question number 2. While giving this question number 2, okay, theta value was not given. Theta value I forgot to give. Okay, so you just see this question. The theta value is 60. So how to solve this question? Okay, sorry, the theta value is 60. Yeah, theta value is 60. Okay, I've written over here, theta value is 60. Okay, so how to solve this question now? Just see. So magnetic field, net magnetic field will be, if you see the magnetic field will be in opposite direction. So B1 minus B2 I have to do. So minus sign should come. B1 minus B2. So option B and option D cannot be correct. Option A and option C can be only correct. Okay. So here mu naught into I divided by 2R1 into 60 by 360. Correct? 60 by 360 I will be writing minus mu naught I divided by 2R2 into 60 by 360. So what I will get from here? Mu naught I by 12 outside 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. Yes. So which option is correct? Option A is correct. Option A is correct for question number 2. Okay. Question number 3 now. What's the answer? Do it fast. Question number 3. No need to solve here. No need to solve here. Okay. One more thing I will ask you to do. One more thing. Suppose if I have this coil. Suppose if I have this coil. Okay. And arbitrary I select any 2 points. Arbitrary I select 2 points here and here on the coil. If there is a coil and arbitrary I select these 2 points and I connect these 2 points with the cell. Okay, I don't know what ratio I have divided. This can be L1, this can be L2. L1 L2 ratio I don't know. So L1 and L2 are any arbitrary lengths. The magnetic field at the center will be magnetic field at the center will be magnetic field at the center will be yes, magnetic field at the center will be 0. The correct answer is 0. Okay, why 0? Because I will be divided. Okay, I will be like correspondingly divided because of the length. Okay, now in this question number 3, the question number 3 which you see over here, okay, here the currents will be same, but here the currents will be different. Here the currents will be different. Okay, if the currents are different, okay, so how it can be done? Because the magnetic field will be that much times, okay, because it's directly proportional to current actually. And this is the length, see, this is length over here and this is the length over here. Okay, the current will be divided proportionately. So the field due to this portion over here and the field due to this portion over here, okay, the direction will be opposite and equal in magnitude. So that's why they cancel. So if you have a question that on a circular ring, if any two arbitrary points are selected, you will not have a figure in that question. Let me tell you that you will not have a figure in that question, in such questions. So the question is like that: if 2 points are selected arbitrarily on a ring, okay, and between those 2 points, if a battery is connected of 12 volt, what is the net magnetic field at the center? So your answer should be 0. Okay, if the wire is assumed to be uniform, the net magnetic field at the center would be 0. What will be the ratio? Ratio of the magnetic field due to wire 1 and wire 2. Yes, if I ask you what is the ratio of the magnetic field due to wire 1 and wire 2, what will be the ratio? 1. Ratio will be 1 and net magnetic field will be 0. Good. The ratio will be 1 and net magnetic field will be 0. Okay, so all these things, okay, all these things should be understood. Okay, this is not a different question, this is just a extension or a just the question they have changed. Okay, they can ask you net magnitude, they can ask you ratio. Okay, first, okay, question number 4. A circular coil of n turns and radius r has a magnetic induction of strength at its center. Option A, there is no doubt about that. Okay, this is a theoretical question, direct formula. B is equals to mu naught I into 2r because of n turns multiply by n. Okay, question number 5. Question number 5, tell me the answer. Option D, option C. Okay, one person has got option C, A also, C also, 1 by pi. Anybody else options? Yeah, there are so many options C. There are so many people option C. Okay, let us solve this. Let us solve this question. You have to take infinite wire. If the, see, you don't have to consider the length. Okay, you don't have to consider the length. See, for a finite wire, they will tell you the length. Yes or no? For finite wire, they have to tell you the length. If length is not given, then what will you assume? Everywhere they will not give you a long conductor. If nothing is given, you assume it to be infinite. If nothing is given, you assume it to be infinite. Okay, and for a finite wire, they have to give you one length, which is not given here. Fine. So I can say that the magnetic field, okay, the magnetic field due to coil and the magnetic field due to wire must be same. Okay, magnetic field due to coil and the magnetic field due to wire must be same. Then only the net magnetic field at the center would be 0. Now, due to coil, mu naught I by, sorry, I1, mu naught I1 by 2R will be equal to mu naught I2 by 4 pi into 2R. Okay, into 2, again into 2. You have to write it again into 2. Why again into 2 I have to do? Because it's an infinite wire case. Because it's an infinite wire case, that's why I have to do it into 2 again. Is it okay? So now this one and this one gets cancelled. Mu naught by 2R, mu naught by 2 and R gets cancelled. I1 by I2 becomes 1 by 2 pi. Okay. So I1 and I2 becomes 1 by 2 pi. This is question number 5. Question number 6. The magnetic field will be only due to this wire and due to this wire. Only due to these two. The magnetic field due to this, this, this and this wire will be 0. Now, how you have to find out the net magnetic field? So B will be written as B net actually. Okay. B net. Net magnetic field will be B1 plus B2. Okay. B1 plus B2. Because they both are in the same direction, the magnetic field will be inside. Okay. So many people have got A, B and C, all the options. Anyone with the D? Nobody with D, na? Okay, B option. There are people who have got A. Okay, D also. Okay, D also you have got. Very good. How D you will get? How will you get D over here? See this question. Magnetic field due to first wire. So it will be mu naught I by 2 into R1. Now, 90 degree we have. So 90 by 360. So 90 by 360 is 1 by 4. So this becomes mu naught I by 8 R1. The second, mu naught I by 2 R2, again 90 by 360. Okay. So when I solve this, so mu naught I by 8 I can take outside. 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 I can do. Now you have to solve this. You have to solve this and you will get mu naught I by 8. Okay. R2 plus R1 divided by R1 into R2. This is what the answer is. So which option is correct? Option B. Option B is correct. Okay. Option B. Not option D. Not option D. It's option B. Is it okay? In the second question, you told B1 minus B2. Sir, here B1 plus B2. What here? Tell me the direction of magnetic field due to both the conductors. Due to both the wires, the magnetic field will be downward or upward? Yes, it will be downward. So that's why I'm adding it. That's why I'm adding it. Now in question number 2, you are asking. So question number 2, if you see the magnetic field, one place it will be downward. Due to one wire, it will be upward. See, due to this, it will be downward. Due to this, it will be upward. So that's why I have written B1 minus B2. Okay. In this question, due to this wire, it will be downward. Okay. Due to this wire, again, it is downward. That's why I have added it. Can you please tell how to determine the direction of area vector in magnetic field? Area vector in magnetic field? Area vector will be only for the area surface. See here. For this coil, if you see, for this coil, if you are seeing, okay. For this coil over here. First of all, the area vector will be perpendicular. Okay. Okay. You want area vector concept. Let me discuss the question. The area vector is not related here, na, that much. Yes. Area vector we will discuss more in question, chapter number 5. Anyway, we just see. Suppose this is a area, magnetic moment. Okay. Suppose this is an area now. Okay. Now for this area, okay, you can just assume this area is like this. Okay. Which face I have taken, can you figure it out now? Okay. Now, area vector will always be perpendicular. Okay. First thing you should understand is area vector for this plane will always be perpendicular to the area. So all of you do that exercise with me. All of you just draw this figure on your pages. Okay. All of you draw this figure. Quickly draw this figure. All of you. Have you done it? Yes. Okay. So area, first thing, area vector will always be perpendicular. So perpendicular is only in one direction. Either in this direction I can make, okay, perpendicular. Either I can make this in this direction, okay, or I can make in this direction. Both the ways, okay, both the ways I can make. Yes or no? Right hand side also, left hand side also. Both are area vector now. Both are area vector now. Is it okay? Is this correct now? Did you understand up to here? That the area vector is always perpendicular to the area. Now, its magnitude is, since area is a vector, na? So its magnitude is area only. Its magnitude is area only. And what is the direction? Perpendicular to the area. Its direction is perpendicular to the area. N cap. Okay, I'm writing it as N cap. Normal. Okay, unit vector. Perpendicular. Its magnitude. Area vector is a vector. So it should have magnitude and direction. So its magnitude is equal to what? Suppose this is L and it's B. So its magnitude will be L into B. What is its direction? Perpendicular to the area. Perpendicular to area. Now, which area? Which direction? Either this direction or this direction. Which direction? So here comes into the topic which you are dealing with, the topic which you are dealing with. Suppose you are studying electrostatics. Suppose I'm studying electrostatics. The flux is in this direction. The flux is in this direction. Okay. The electric field lines are going in this direction. Okay. So in this direction, if I take electric field lines, so this area vector will be assumed positive. This area vector will be assumed negative. Do you understand this now? If this is the electric field line, so this area vector will be assumed positive. This area vector will be assumed negative. Did you understand this now? Yes? Up to here, did you understand? All of you? In electrostatics, first time you studied area as a vector in electrostatics only. Okay? Area as a vector you have studied only the first time in electrostatics. So in electrostatics, how will you take the area vector? Perpendicular to the area. Electric field direction. Along the field direction, area vector positive. Opposite to that, negative. Opposite to that, negative. Okay. So this was in electrostatics. In magnetism now, we have done corresponding to what? Magnetic moment. We have done corresponding to the magnetic moment. Okay. So for that, I will discuss. For that, we have to take the current direction. Okay. So now just assume the current direction is this. Now just assume the current direction is this. Okay. This is the direction of current, I. Direction of current. Is it okay? Now just rotate your fingers in the direction of current. Rotate your fingers. Right hand thumb rule, Ritika. Right hand thumb rule. Here it comes, right hand thumb rule in magnetism. Okay. Right hand thumb rule. Rotate your fingers in the clockwise direction because the current is in clockwise direction. Rotate your fingers in the clockwise direction. Yes. Is it going towards left or right? Your thumb is pointing left or right? Your thumb is pointing towards left direction or rightward direction? Your thumb is pointing towards left hand side or right hand side? Right hand side. How right hand side your thumbs are pointing? Yes. It is pointing towards left. You check it properly. Fingers in the direction of current clockwise. Where is your thumb pointing? Rotate your finger in the direction of current. Okay. Where is your thumb pointing? Left side. It should not be right. It is pointing towards left. So now this thumb, this is the thumb direction. Thumb is in this direction. Okay. So this is the only area vector you will consider. This is the only area vector you will consider. And this is the only direction of magnetic moment. Did you understand now? Did you understand this? Yes? Still anybody is having any doubt? No? Okay. So again, this area vector will come in chapter number 5. Okay. This again, area vector will again come because magnetic flux we have to study. We have to study magnetic flux. Okay. So again, this will come. Again, this will be coming. Okay. So this was about the area vector and magnetic moment. Okay. So day before yesterday's question, when I gave you some 10 questions, okay, a kind request, please rotate your device because it's all in my it's clear. Okay, is it clear now? Okay, so I guess question number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, I have given you the solution. question number 1 to 5. 1 to 5, I have already given you the solution. Okay. From question number 6, I have to discuss. Question number 6, I have to discuss. Okay. So question number 6, I guess I have already discussed in the class. Yes. Question number 6 also, I think I have already discussed. B, option B is there. Question number 6, I have already discussed in the class. Okay. So I'm starting from question number 7. I'm starting from question number 7. So just see this question number 7. Read this question. So this question says, a current I is flowing in a straight conductor of length L. The magnetic induction at a point L by 4 from its center will be. Okay. So here we have what situation given to us? 0. Wrong. Answer is not 0. Option A. Yes, option A is correct. C option. C option is wrong. Option A is correct. Okay, just check. Just see here. If this is the wire, okay, at L by 4 distance, okay, we have a point, okay, at this point, we have to calculate the magnetic field induction, okay. Now, the length of the wire is L. The length of the wire is L. At this point P, which is L by 4 distance from the center, from the midpoint, okay, from the midpoint, from its center, okay, will be, okay. So this is the midpoint. So I can say that this distance as well as this distance is same. Now, I will join these two lines, okay, and I will calculate this angle and this angle. I have to calculate these two angles. Now, can I say that this phi 1 and this phi 2 both are same? Can I say phi 1 and phi 2 are same? Yes, phi 1 and phi 2 both are same. Can you tell what is this side, this perpendicular, this hypotenuse? What will be the hypotenuse value? Will it be L by 2 whole square plus L by 4 whole square? This hypotenuse value. Hypotenuse will be this. Correct? Hypotenuse value will be this. Fine. Now, what will be sine of phi? Because I want sine of phi value. I will need, if I write the magnetic field at point P. Okay, if I write the magnetic field at point P, so I will write it as mu naught upon I divided by 4 pi into R. R is L by 4. So L by 4. Okay, L by 4 multiplied by sine of phi plus sine of phi. This is 2 sine phi. So mu naught I by 4 and 4 gets cancelled. So pi L, 2 times of sine phi. What is sine phi now? Just check. It is perpendicular upon hypotenuse. So perpendicular is L by 2. Hypotenuse is what? L square by 4 and L square by 16. So L by 4 I can take outside, within root 5 I will have. Is it okay? So I will be having this as 2 by root of 5. Is it okay? 2 by root of 5. Yes or no? 2 by root of 5. So into 2 by root of 5. So this becomes 4 mu naught I by root 5 pi into L. This is magnetic field at point P. Okay. So option A is correct. Option A is correct. Is it okay? Question number 8. Question number 8, you just check. Question number 8. Option B. Option B. Okay. Option B is correct. Option B is correct. Okay. Just see the solution because the time is getting over. Okay. We don't have much time. So I'll just explain you in this solution only. Okay. You can take the answers. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay. All of you have the number. Just see this question now. The main thing is to calculate the current in this question. To calculate the current in this question. Okay. So the current that will divide itself, the current will divide itself as 2I by 3 and I by 3. Why? Because the ABC, the part ABC is having a resistance R and the part ADC is having a resistance 2R. So the current in ADC must be less, 2 times less than what ABC is having. Okay. So the current if in ABC is 2I by 3, the current in ADC must be I by 3. Now, how did I determine this value? Current division rule in parallel circuit. Okay. Current division rule in a parallel circuit, using that you will calculate this. So you have got the option B. This option B is correct. And if you check, the magnetic field will be in opposite directions. Okay. The two magnetic fields will be in opposite directions. So that's why we have to subtract them. We have to subtract them. Okay. What is current division rule? Current division rule, current electricity. Why are you forgetting previous concepts? Huh? Don't think that the coming chapters will not be using the previous concept. You should not forget the previous concepts, dear. All the previous concepts which you have studied, okay, it will be used. Current, electricity, magnetism, then electrostatics, they will all appear in the coming chapters. So current division rule we have already studied. What is current division rule? Just have a look, quick look. Don't forget the things, previous things. Yes, I did teach you. You didn't teach, huh? Shall I show you? Shall I show you where did I teach, Kishore? If you don't remember, then you will directly say you didn't teach, sir. See, this concept didn't I teach you? I have done so many questions on this. This is R1, this is R2. Current I is flowing. V1 is equals to V2. Okay. Now what is V1? R1 I1 is equals to R2 I2. What is I1 by I2? It's inversely proportional to the current values. This is the current division rule. This you have studied in class 10th. This you have studied in class 10th. Okay. This you have studied in class 10th. Current entering junction is equals to current leaving junction. No, that is KCL. Okay, that is KCL. I'm telling current division rule in parallel circuit. Okay, this is the thing. Okay, so this you have studied in class 10th actually. Sir, in fourth question, why are you taking 5 as perpendicular distance? Which question number 4? Question number 4. Question number 4. Okay, here. Because this is 3, this is 3, this is 4, so this will be 5 only, na? This is 3D diagram. This would be 3D diagram. Okay. This would be 3D diagram. Okay, so delete page. Sorry, which page did I delete? 8, 9th question I wrongly deleted. Yes, this is the current division rule. Inverse relation. Current follows the inverse relation of resistance. That's the rule. Okay. This is only current division rule. This is only current division rule. Question number 10. Do it fast. Question number 10. Do it fast. Only outside the pipe you will be having a magnetic field. Okay. In a long hollow copper wire. In a long hollow copper wire, the magnetic field will be associated only outside the loop, only outside the conductor. So option B is correct. Option B is correct. Question number 11. Question number 11. A straight section. Okay. Question number 11. This is also 0. This is also 0. Okay. This is also 0. Question number 12. Question number 12. See, the strength in a magnetic field at a point R near a long straight current carrying wire is B. Okay. The field at a distance R by 2 will be, see, B is directly proportional, inversely proportional to 1 by R. Now, if the distance reduces by 2 times, so magnetic field, new magnetic field will be 2 times the previous field. So the new magnetic field will be 2 into B. The new magnetic field will be 2 into B. Okay. Question number 13 is little bit lengthy. Okay. Question number 13 is little bit lengthy. Okay. Question number 13 is little bit lengthy. So because you have to get this distance. Okay. You have to get this distance as well as this distance. Okay. So this distance over here will be A by 2. This distance over here will be 3A by 2. Okay. This angle will be 60. This angle will also be 60. This will be 30 and this will be also 30. Okay. So I've given you the values. You can just solve it and get the result. Okay. I've given you what was required to calculate and now you can do this question. Okay. So there are few 2-3 questions to be discussed today. When I give you the homework, remaining questions I'll attach the solution and send it to you. Okay. Remaining questions I will attach the solution and send to you. Okay. Fine. So don't worry about the solution. Remaining questions I'll attach the solution and give it to you. Is it fine? Why not 3 as a perpendicular distance? 3 is not a perpendicular distance. You are stuck at there itself. Okay. Where that question is? Yeah, here. You just tell me, Ritika. Okay, Saturday and Sunday we have. Yes, homeworks you will have. You will have homeworks. Okay. You have to do the NCERT book back question. You have to do the NCERT chapter number 4 book back questions. We have discussed in the class. Saturday, Sunday, you take 2 days and complete those questions and upload. Okay. Now, just see here, Ritika. One wire is going inside the plane. One wire is going inside the plane like this. Okay. Now, what will be the perpendicular distance? From this point, what will be the perpendicular distance? How 3 can be the perpendicular distance? 3 cannot be the perpendicular distance. No, just imagine in 3D, a wire is going like this. Okay. a wire is going down and you have 3 over there. How 3 can be the perpendicular distance? 3 can be only perpendicular distance to these. If a wire would have kept like this, if the wire would have been kept like this, then only this would have been the perpendicular distance. Okay, the wire is not kept like this. The wire is going inside the plane. So how this can be your perpendicular distance? 3 can be your perpendicular distance only if it is here, and 4 cannot be your perpendicular distance, because if this would have been your point, then only the perpendicular distance would have been 4. Okay, so 3 is not a perpendicular distance, because if the wire is kept like this, then only the 3 is perpendicular. The wire is going inside and the point is here. The wire is going inside and the point is here. So you will just draw a perpendicular line from P to like this. Okay, so you do one thing, just make a triangle like this. You make a triangle like this. Okay, and at this point of the paper, you just put a pen. Okay, you just put a pen like this. And at this point, at the tip, okay, where point P is there, just try to see how can you make a perpendicular on this wire. If you do it like that, you will understand. This is a 3D diagram. Little bit you have to visualize this. Okay, now few things I had to convey to you. I have not got sufficient amount of students doing the question assignment. Okay, there are still so many students who have not done the questions. Okay, so yesterday's homework only from KNMS around 77 students have done. From Blossom 13 and Vagisha 9, Mahatma Vidyalaya 0, TNPL 6. Okay, KNMS 77, Blossom 13, Vagisha 9, Mahatma with 0, and TNPL 6. So all those students who have not submitted your assignment, when you are planning to do? Yes. Do you have any answer for that? So do it fast. Okay, today's homework, you will get around 5 questions, not more than 5 to 10 questions will be there. Okay, and try to upload the questions as early as possible. Okay, and Saturday and Sunday homework will be to do your book back questions. We have discussed in the class. Okay, we have already discussed the questions in the class. Okay, NCERT book back questions you have to do. Okay, yeah, questions on MPS circular law only I'll give you. Questions on MPS circular law only I will give you today. Okay, don't worry. About additional, you will get to know in that only. Okay, in that sheet the number of questions will be given. Okay, you will get to know there. Okay, thank you. What kind of clarification, Ramanan? What kind of conceptual clarifications? Yes. What doubt do you have? What doubt do you have? So 3 days I told you. Yes, you can message. If you have your any doubt, you can message me. Don't worry about that. You can message if you have any doubt. Ramanan, whenever I gave you 3 days, what were you doing those 3 days? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I told you, you come up with your doubts. What you were doing those days? Now, one day before the test, you are saying you have doubt, conceptual doubts. Yes. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I told you that whatever doubts you have, you message me. I'll try to clear that. What were you doing? Now, one day before, at the end of the class, you are telling you are having a doubt. Okay. I have given you the number, no? In the group only, I shared the number. 7999300453. Okay. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can message me on this. Okay, okay, you got logged out. Okay, don't worry. Monday or someday we will have any doubt clarification session. So you ask that, or you do one thing. You just watch the video. Okay, video on Learnity will be there. You watch those videos, and still, if you have any doubt, you can message me. Okay, thank you.